telling the title, I'm gonna give y'all a story time on how I found out I was pregnant at 17. I was 17 when I found out I was pregnant. I'm 18, but technically I found out, when I was 17. So if you guys are wondering what age, I was 17. So I'm finna tell y'all the whole story. We're finna take way back. First things first, I met my child's father when I was 14 years old. We met in high school. I was a freshman, he was a sophomore. Literally, maybe like 3 weeks after school started, we got together. Things was good and stuff like that. And 3 months later, two and a half months later, I had to move to California, so we had to break up because we knew like we was gonna be long distance, like we just had to break up or whatever. So 8 months later, mind you, I live in California. He back in my hometown and stuff like that. So 8 months later, he hit me up on Snapchat or whatever out of nowhere, and basically that's where it all started. Where we started to like flirt for a couple of weeks and stuff like that. And long story short, he wanted to get back together with me. And he would always call me, and sometimes he'll throw in, oh, you want to stay on the phone, you want to sleep on the phone. I was like, okay, we can do that. We had a good time, nothing but good vibes. Mind you, we're not together, but he technically had feelings for me, but me, I was trying to avoid it because I was like, I just don't want my time wasted. Like, I don't want, because ain't no telling. Don't mind the background. There's some people next door fixing a house that these people just moved out of. So, mind you, I'm kind of like, I'm knowing that he kind of has feelings for me because I see the effort that he was putting in. So I'm like, I know he has feelings for me, but I was trying to avoid it because I was like, I don't want to get my heart broke. Like, I don't want to just be like, I know this is long distance. What if I have feelings for him just for us to, go our separate ways again? So one night, it was like 12 in the morning. It was July 1st of 2018. That was the day we got back together officially. Mind you, it was 12 in the morning. He's texting me. He's basically saying like, you the one I want to be with. I just can't see myself without you. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just give it a chance because he seemed like a good person and all that. And I gave him a chance. So we was doing long distance. We was FaceTiming every day for about 2 years. But between those 2 years, I was visiting my hometown. Like during the summer, I think I was down there for like a month. I was always hanging out with him. We went to Atlanta, doing road trips, hanging out with each other, sleepovers, all that. So I went back to California. Then during Christmas break, I stayed there for about 2 months and stuff like that. Yeah, stayed there for about 2 months. Came back to California in January, and then I moved back to my hometown just recently this year in June, towards the end of June, maybe like June 22nd, June 23rd. I'm not sure to be exact, but somewhere around that time, I moved back to my hometown. So of course we linked the same day. The same day that I touched down back in my hometown. We had a good time and stuff like that. We had a good time and stuff like that. And I believe, I mean, he thinks it was earlier than that. He thinks we conceived earlier than that, but I know what I know on our anniversary, which is always the first, it's always the first of every month. That's the day that I know that, we did it without protection, and, it happened without protection towards the end. So ever since that day, which was July 1st, I was kind of like being cautious. Like, I was being cautious, like, okay, I know. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, that is embarrassing. I went from the day we did it, which was July 1st, that I know of, that, he basically finished, without doing all the extra stuff. So ever since then, I was kind of like, okay, I'm going to keep an eye out, just in case and stuff like that. I'm going to wait till my cycle come. If it don't come, then we should be worried. But before my cycle even came, I started experiencing, like, pregnancy symptoms. I wasn't as active as I used to be. I was always laying down. I wasn't really eating all my foods. And I was always lightheaded and got dizzy quickly. And I just had to sit down. So I'm like, I'm knowing something not right. So I'm steady telling him, like, anytime that I was feel something, I'll tell him, hey, this is how I feel. Should I just take a test? He was steady, like, saying, like, it's probably just a scare. You're probably just overthinking. So I'm like, I know my body. Like, I know. So, the day my cycle was supposed to come, it didn't come on. The second day, it did not come on. So I'm like, okay, it's only a day, maybe it'll come on. Because sometimes cycles can be irregular. So, the second day, it didn't come on. Then the third day, it didn't come. So I'm like, okay, you know what? To kill everything, I'm finna just take a test. So, we just gonna have to know what it is and what it ain't. So, it was July 21st. He picked me up July 21st, and that was the day that I found out I was pregnant. Before we went to his house, we stopped at the dollar store to grab a pregnancy test. He went in, I sat in the car, I did not want to go in. So he bought it, we went to his house. I was like, okay, I'm finna take the test. I went to the bathroom. He followed after me, but he just waited in the hallway. He was like, okay, let me know what it says when you're done. So I pissed on the stick for a few seconds, like it said. And literally, as I'm wiping myself, the results come like that. Like, no minute wait or nothing. Like, it literally was like line, and then it was done. So I'm like, so I grabbed the test. Mind you, this is the test that I took. And this is the day that I found out. I wrote it down so I could look back at it or whatever for like memories. So I looked at it, and the first thing I said, I was like, mind you, he's outside the bathroom. He's like in the hallway waiting. I'm like, I said, uh-oh, hubby? And he was like, what? What? And then I walked out the bathroom, I showed him. We went to the room, sat down on the bed, and I got emotional. I started getting emotional because I was like, dang, like, I'm pregnant. Like, I have, within a couple months from now, 9 months from now, I'm gonna have somebody calling me mommy and looking up to me, depending on me and stuff like that. So of course I got emotional because I knew, like, this ain't about me no more. It's not all about me no more. It's about me and my little one. So he was like, we're gonna get through this, it's okay, and stuff like that. And I was like, see, I told you, I knew I wasn't crazy and stuff. So we got to talking about how we're gonna tell our parents. He wanted to wait, I wanted to wait, because we both wasn't ready to make that announcement, because ain't no telling how either one of them was gonna react to it. So it was one night, really strange night. I woke up at like 12 or maybe 1 o'clock in the morning. I literally had a hard time getting out of bed. That was weird. I feel like I didn't have no balance. I feel like I couldn't keep myself up. I went to the bathroom, and it's like I fell on the, well, I didn't fall on the floor, but because I couldn't keep my weight up, I was literally laying on the bathroom floor. I know this sounds disgusting, but I was laying on the bathroom floor because I felt like this wave going through me. What's going on? Like, I can't control myself. I'm getting heated. And I remember finally picking myself up. I remember turning on the sink water. Mind you, everybody's asleep. I remember turning on sink water because I was so hot. I put the water on cold, and I ran my hand through the water to try to like help something. It helped a little bit, but still, like, I started to smell iron as if my nose was bleeding, and it wasn't. And I just had like an out of body experience. So I was literally feeling like scream, like tell my mom, like, Mom, take me to the hospital, because I just felt like I was dying. Like, it was really that serious, and I never felt like that before. So I felt like crying to my mom and waking her up, telling her to take me to the hospital. Mind you, I still haven't told her, but I didn't do that, you know. So I went back to bed, went to sleep and stuff. Of course, I told my child's father the next morning and stuff like that. So literally 5 days after I found out, I told my mom. It didn't really go how I thought it would go. Knowing my mom is crazy, so I was kind of like surprised on how calm she was. But I knew she wanted to knock my head between the washer and dryer. So it didn't go how I expected it to go. But it's how it happened. Mind you, I haven't been feeling like myself the past few days and stuff like that. So I went to her room. She was in the bathroom doing her makeup, you know. Her room door was closed. I was in the bathroom with her or whatever. So it was just me and her. So I'm just kind of like talking to her just about random stuff. But I'm not really like acting the way I am, because I know it's something. I hate keeping stuff from my mom. Like, I hate doing that. And she know how I get when I want to talk about something, but I can't. She knows that I'm a private person, and it's really hard to get me to talk about a bunch of things. Like, she knows that's not me. Like, she literally has to like try her best to get it out of me. So I'm talking to her, but mind you, I'm not myself. So she's like, what's wrong? And I was like, nothing and stuff. So she was like, what's wrong? And I was just like, nothing. She was like, out of nowhere, she was like, are you pregnant? Because I'm assuming she noticed how I was acting like lately, the past couple days, not really eating my foods. And I told her how I passed out the other night, but I didn't tell her I was pregnant. I just told her like I started smelling iron, and I didn't like the smell of paint, because she was like painting the walls a little bit one day, and I didn't like the smell of it. So I'm assuming she kind of like figured like something's not right with Brianna. So she asked me, was I pregnant? Knowing I wanted to say yes, I was like, no. And she was like, oh, okay, well, what's wrong? So she closed the bathroom door. That's how she know it's gonna get serious. And I was just like, me. And she was like, what about you? And I just shrugged my shoulders. And she was like, does it have something to do with? And then she said my child's father's name. And I was like, no. And I'm knowing it has everything to do with him. She was like, does it have something to do with you? And I was like, yeah. She was like, so what's wrong? And I just said my health. I was just like, my health. And she was like, what about your health? And then I think I told her like, I'm 9 days late. I didn't say I was pregnant. I just said I'm 9 days late. And she was like, well, you know what that could possibly mean. You're 9 days late and stuff. And I was like, I know. She recommended me getting an abortion because she felt like I was not ready and stuff. And she didn't want me to like ruin my life. She felt like now wasn't the time. But I was like, I just kept like going against her, like, no, I don't want to get rid of it and stuff. Like, I don't believe in abortions. It's my responsibility. I'm gonna just have to deal with it. So like a day or two later, I had to make different living arrangements with my child's father. Mind you, I forgot to put this in, when me and my child's father, when I moved back down here, we was not together. We broke up over something that happened. We broke up over something that happened a while back, but we was still FaceTiming each other. Like, we could not leave each other alone. Like, he knew, like, I wasn't going nowhere and he wasn't going nowhere. So of course we was still basically like doing it. Like, we was still doing it only towards each other. Like, we knew we wasn't like going nowhere. So we wasn't together when I found out I was pregnant, but we was still fucking. I'ma just keep it raw and uncut. We was still fucking and we was still having sex and stuff. So I moved in with him even though we wasn't together. We was still doing the do and all that extra stuff, because we wasn't gonna leave each other alone. You know, otherwise we had a good time. But I moved back over to my mom's house, and this is where I'm at right now until I get my own place, which is soon. So yeah, I basically hid my pregnancy from my mom's side of the family, because that's really the side that I'm only close to, is my mom's side. So I basically hid my pregnancy from them for basically half my pregnancy. Like, up until I was 20 or 21 weeks, it was like a family event. I didn't say anything. I basically wore a cute outfit that showed my belly, and you know, they was excited and let me know when the baby shower come and all that. I'm gonna buy the baby stuff, and you know, we talked about dresses, what I'm gonna wear for my maternity and baby shower and stuff like that. So everything's good on that side or whatever. And yeah, everybody pretty much know and stuff. Everything's good. The baby's healthy. He's due March 24th, but I feel like he'll come before March 24th. I'm not really sure, because not everybody have their baby the exact due date. Some people have it earlier, some people have it later, some people have it the exact day. But I don't know, I just feel like I won't make it to 40. I feel like maybe like 37, 38, ain't no telling, but who knows. I have a good relationship with my child's father. Like, he's been there for me. He's been there with every doctor's appointment and stuff, so I'm really thankful for that. And yeah, that's basically how I found out I was pregnant and stuff like that. I'm due March 24th, but today I made 25 weeks. I'm going to show y'all my stomach. So this is what my stomach looks like at 25 weeks. With the boy. I'm 25 weeks pregnant. I have 15 weeks left until he gets here and stuff. Yeah, that's it for today's YouTube video. If you enjoyed the video on my story time on how I found out I was pregnant, give it a thumbs up. Definitely subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And connect with me on all social medias. And I will see you guys in my next YouTube video. Bye, y'all.